What's up, Lowlives? It's your boy Rhino, and with me, as always, the Big Hurt, El Dano.
How y'all doing?
I gotta put some sound effects on this board.
We should. That would be really fun to have a soundboard.
Yeah, I just gotta not in the cards right now.
No.
In fact, dude, when I was like, "Hey, I'm ready to record," I pulled the boom over to my face. There's no microphone on it because all our shit was still packed up from the trip.
Oh shit.
So I was like, "Oh, I better get that taken care of." Yeah, I haven't unpacked. Notoriously, I do not unpack once I'm packed.
I have to do it immediately or it won't happen.
Yeah, it doesn't. I'm just like, yeah, I'll take care of that in a few minutes, and then like 2 weeks goes by, and my underwear is just like festering in a bag.
Yep. Gross.
Yeah, dude. We're gonna do a recap of the party at the pen because we got back a week ago.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been about a week now.
Yeah, I guess let's start with let's just do the show's sponsors and shout outs to start it off. Shows. When this comes out, you already missed it, right?
Yep.
But there's the Hill Climb show. This is Tuesday before the Hill Climb show. We went to that. We had a fucking badass time. We have the Deadbeat custom bike show, invitational show. I got way too drunk. Dan was like, dude, you can't be riding, dude. Let me give you a ride back to the hotel in my car. They tried to throw me out, but I was just too slick. I slipped into a crowd, like fucking Assassin's Creed style. I was just like, and
because there were 12,000 people there.
There's 12,000 people there.
Yep.
No, all the women had their shirts off, their breasts out. All the dudes were cool, smoking pot, drinking beers.
Yep.
It was a fucking awesome time. Hill Climb was amazing.
Yeah.
Then on Thursday, we went to Big Truth Show, the custom social, and that was fucking awesome. Again, women, no shirt, no problem. Topless, every single one of them. Laconia was off the chain. We had a fucking blast, dude.
Yeah.
And then we're all looking forward to the Deadbeat retreat in August. The last few weeks have been a fucking whirlwind, dude. I mean, I got back from party at the pen, and then there's a few days, and I was back out, and then I just got home yesterday, and then I'm leaving again tomorrow. So I'm just like, my fucking toiletries definitely haven't gotten unpacked. I've just been living out of that bag.
Yeah, you haven't even needed to. Damn.
Yeah, we went to it was my daughter's birthday. Took her with the grandparents to Great Wolf Lodge.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it just opened like a few weeks ago.
Okay.
And my mother is a degenerate gambler. She's at Foxwoods like every other week. Like her, because she's retired, dude. Her and her sisters, they're like 70, and they just go to Foxwoods. They drink fucking like, 2 margaritas, and then they just gamble away my inheritance. No, just
literally.
My family's poor. I'm not getting shit when they die.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what she likes to do. So we went there, and it's all like free because she goes there so often. She just gets like comped rooms and shit.
No shit.
But it's like a huge water park and arcade and shit. Brought the kids, and it was a fucking blast, dude.
Yeah, that place is cool. There's one out in Mass, I think, that I've been to out toward the Berkshires. And I've only been to that one. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, this one, it's like all indoors, so I guess it's year round. But
oh, nice.
Yeah, I had fun, dude. They have they have the fucking the play place, with the kids and shit, but they have a bar there. The drinks are retardedly expensive, but
Yeah.
I still had fun. They have tubes that you go down. They're pretty fucking fast too. They actually go from inside the building to outside the building and then back in.
That's sick.
Yeah, dude. And they have like these huge floats that hold like 5 people. And dude, it's like a 20-foot diameter fucking tube that you're in. And yeah, so that was fun. So and I know my parents don't listen to this, but they're pretty annoying to hang out with. I mean, like I love my mom and stuff, but man, she fucking gets under my skin. So by the end of the 2 days, dude, I was just like, love you, gotta go.
Yeah. Yep, no comment. My folks might actually listen to it, so.
My parents they've never supported me, and they don't support me now that I have my own show.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, that has nothing to do with motorcycles, but the shout outs I think are just going to come throughout the show because we met so many people that like friends of the show and people just like that we've interacted with over the years. It was just so cool to meet them in person, and it was so helpful when they gave me their Instagram name.
For real.
I'd be talking to someone for like a couple of minutes, and then they'd be like, "Oh, so this guy has no idea who I am." Well, yeah, of course I don't. I've never heard your real name, and I've never seen a picture of you. I've only seen your bikes and shit.
Yeah.
So
yeah, at one point I think I'd said to somebody like, you almost wish there were fucking name tags when you walked in. You write your Instagram handle and your first name on your name tag or something. You know what I mean? It was crazy. It happened to me a few times too, where I'm talking to somebody and I'm like, "Who are you again?"
I like the idea of name tag. I know it's gay as fuck, but
It's wicked fucking kitschy, but
yeah,
it would help.
It would be helpful. Like, dude, you're too cool for a name tag. You know what I used to do is with Rhino Resto, I'd have the Boner Boss shirt on, so people would know. Oh, that's Rhino.
Yeah,
the
right.
Boner Boss.
Yep. You got to bring
Kind of
those
like
back.
a promotional name tag or whatever. But
yeah, I know. And then at the same time, you feel weird, like rocking your own merch at something like that. You know what I mean? Like we both at one point had discussed, like, are we wearing the Lowlife shirts while we're there? Am I wearing my No Luck Paintwork shirt? Like, it's like, yeah, it's like a not even necessarily free advertising, like support yourself and shit. But at the same time, it's like wearing the band shirt to the band you're going to see. Like, as much as that makes sense, like, yes, I'm here to support you. It's always been like, if you're going to a Slayer concert, you're wearing a Slayer shirt, gay. So it's like,
I don't get it though. I wonder if
I don't either, but it's true. That's how it is. Period. That's just how it is.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's the same. I've definitely heard the music thing before. Like all growing up, like that was a fashion faux pas or whatever. Like you don't wear the band shirt to go see the band because you're super cool,
right?
You don't want to show them any support in any way. You're too cool for that.
Yeah,
but
in the fucking ticket
with the motorcycle shit, dude. Like if you have a shop, you should wear the shirt of your shop proudly. You know, like you should wear it while you work, and then you should wear it to wherever you go, so people see it, and they can also identify that you're the guy. You know,
for sure.
But maybe that'll be the poll this week. Like, is that applicable to all areas of life?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think if it was, then like if I see a dude with a shirt of the band that we're going to see or whatever, like I don't immediately think that that's gay. I'm just like, of course, that's it. This is the most appropriate time you should be wearing that shirt.
Right. That's the conversation I'm having in my head too. But realistically, my initial reaction is, like they don't know. You know, they don't know.
Like
there are people here that are like, what a fucking dork. He wore the fucking shirt, you know, and it's like,
where did that come from?
I don't know. Someone
tell me.
I think it's completely backwards. You would obviously, I feel like you paid the money for the ticket to go see the band, especially if you're someone who's like way up front and singing along with all the lyrics. If they look down and see you're wearing their shirt, I don't know. I've been in bands. If I saw people wearing my Live Free or Die shirts or DFK shirts or whatever, I'd be fucking pumped. So I don't know. I don't know where it comes from. I think you're right. I think it's just I'm too cool. I don't want to seem too eager to see Aerosmith, so I'm not going to wear my Aerosmith shirt to the show.
I fucking hate Aerosmith.
I do too. They're arguably my least favorite band.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I really hate them.
Mm-hmm.
Can't stand Aerosmith. Maybe it's because they were so big when I was like middle school, high school, you know? Like and those songs were just trash, dude.
Yeah, I know exactly why. My mother went to Nipmuc High School, and Nipmuc High School, while she was there, is where Aerosmith played their first show, like as a band. And that is confirmed actually in the Guitar Hero Aerosmith game. It says Nipmuc High School when you play the first level. Like it's in my mom's high school gymnasium. So obviously there was a lot of like, you know, hometown pride or whatever. Right. So Aerosmith was on my entire childhood.
I get that.
It's not even necessarily that I think they're bad musicians or make bad music in general. It's just if I go the rest of my life without hearing an Aerosmith song again, I'll be totally okay.
Same.
Yeah.
I don't need that. I can't think of one good song that they've done.
I mean, again, they have good songs, but I've just heard them so many times. Same with AC/DC or any of that shit. I can't stand
I'll still rock a little Akadaka.
it.
That's an Aussie thing.
Oh, really?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's just silly.
They're huge out there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. They call them Akadaka, I think.
Oh, that's silly.
If I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, dude. Well, let's some of these unwritten rules, let's unwrite them. It doesn't make any sense. Let's stop doing that. If you go to see a band, wear the band shirt. Prove me wrong. Tell me why it's so uncouth.
Yeah.
I don't get it. And I'm for it. If you have if you rep who you want to rep, dude. If you're going to the fucking, dude, I think I was wearing like the chop ahead fucking hat when I was interviewing when we were talking to Truth. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be so concerned with fashion. Just wear whatever the fuck you
For
want.
real.
Dude.
Yeah. Just pull something out and fucking wear it. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, dude, if you're wearing some low life gear, that bumps you up a notch, dude.
Oh, for
I see
sure.
you out rocking the low life hat, dude. You might get a sideways hug.
We're definitely not going to big time somebody who's wearing a Lowlife shirt out in public. We're going to do the exact opposite and be like, dude, thank you so fucking much. That's so sick. Let's get a photo or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Let's get one thing clear. I don't think anybody's cool. And these people that think that they're too cool for school and they abide by these senseless rules, that's so uncool to me. Just do whatever the fuck you want. That's cool. Yeah. You know? Just be yourself. Wear what you want to wear.
Yep.
And yeah, dude, I think it's cool to support people. So if that's uncool, I guess I'm uncool.
Yeah.
But all right, let's get into the recap because we got a lot to go over. We have a lot of stories.
Oh yeah.
I was actually thinking today, I was like, oh fuck, dude, I just been go. So I haven't even like had time to reflect at all on the trip. But let's just start at the beginning.
Yeah.
We had a plan to get to the cheapest, shittiest hotel in Mansfield, Ohio. And it was about, I think the GPS was saying it was like 10 and a half, 11 hours or whatever, right?
Yep. 10 and a half.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was just to get everything packed. So we both have busy lives with work and whatever, you know. So we had to try to figure out how to get my bike into your truck. And also I had to call last minute audible because I didn't have childcare. My kids were still going to school, so I had to drop them off in the morning. So we're originally we were like, yeah, 2 a.m, let's just bomb down there. And then it was like, that's kind of early. How about like 4 a.m? Yeah. And then I was like, I got to drop my kids off. So I think the plan then was I'll get to your house as soon as humanly possible. But I think I got there around 9:30.
Yeah, I think we ended up stepping out at 9:30, like right at 9:30. Yep, and of course there's construction going on in front of my house, and can't put cars.
I dropped my bike off the night before.
Yeah,
loaded it up, and then we're ready to go. Yeah, and then the construction was wild too. Yeah, it was right in front of your house. I mean, there was like a 12-foot pit in front of your house.
Yep, they're still working on the
driveway. Are they done yet?
They're further down the street, but they're still out there. Yeah, it's supposed to be a 2-week job, and this week's 3. So
they're still they're not done. They're doing the whole stretch. Yeah,
they're doing the whole sewer main all the way down the street, all the way out to 2nd Street. So, but they're moving.
Was it made out of lead or some shit? Why are they getting rid of it?
I don't know.
Just modernizing it or whatever.
Manchester has some big program going on for it. So I don't know. Yeah, it is what it is. It's almost done. But yeah, so we got everything loaded up the night before. You got over my place, and then we left at like 9:30. And then we just started driving. The drive out wasn't super eventful.
Not until about when we hit New York, and we got a text from Lex.
Yeah,
the Eclipse, or as he calls himself now, the Apocalypse.
Yeah,
Lex Apocalypse. He hit me up. We were we were out late, and we were talking to Fish, Joel, and Alex. They had headed out before us.
Mm-hmm.
And Tony, our new friend, which we'll talk about too.
Oh yeah.
But they were already on like the west side of New York, and me and Dan were just barely on the east side. And then Lex was like, hey, I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere, New York. I forget. I think it was Olean's or some shit.
Something like that. Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds right.
And he lost his only brake. He was coming off the highway, and I forget what the piece is called. It's like a brake pivot,
Yeah.
something or other. Not the shaft. It's like the shaft was. Oh, or was it the shaft?
The pivot shaft. Yeah.
The pivot shaft. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that thing just disappeared, I guess, and he couldn't find it, and that's his only brake. So I sent out a little SOS on IG and was like, hey, if anybody's in the middle of New York, in the middle of nowhere, where there's no major cities anywhere near, help a brother out. And of course, nobody was there. But Lex, being the resourceful little rascal he is, he was able to like fucking bend and like make a linkage with what he had. So he couldn't apply pressure to the brake in the conventional form by pushing down. He had to toe up. Because on that Sportster that he has, it almost like changes the direction, right? It's like the pivot arm goes on one end, so you can push it and it'll actually actuate the brake when you're stepping down. So with that gone, it was just like a straight rod that he kind of like bent and zip tied or fucking attached somehow, and he had to pull it up with his foot. So from New York, middle of New York, and Olean's, wherever the fuck that is, all the way to Ohio, he made it there and he beat us there. And at the time, I was like, well, we were like, maybe we can scoop him up on the way, but we did not take the same route, and we're like 6 hours away at that point.
Yeah.
So it would have been like, find a place to chill for 6 hours type of shit.
Yeah.
Or probably 7 if we had to reroute. But
I can't believe he fucking figured that out when he got there, and he did it literally toe hooking his only brake the entire way.
Yeah.
That's some baller ass shit.
That's impressive shit. Yeah.
Yep.
Because he could have just called it quits and been like, oh, my brake doesn't work.
Calling a
Come
tow.
pick me up or I'll hit the hotel, you know?
Yep. For sure.
But
yeah.
Yeah, and while we were there, we were like, let's try to find that part, you know? But didn't find the part. And we were wrong, too. I think there's 2 different, like he actually has forwards on his. That's where we were confused.
That's
we thought
right.
he had mids.
Yep.
So we thought he needed a different piece than he actually needed. So we were going to order it and get it sent there. And he's like, that's not the piece.
Yeah.
But we ended up finding, we had to go and look at some other bikes and be like, oh, that's how it's set up. Because I had mids on my Sportster too.
Yep. Same.
So I didn't have it set up like he had it. But I actually had forwards on it originally. So I probably had that piece somewhere in my, anyways. So yeah, it was pretty uneventful. It was actually fun. Like, it wasn't grueling, you know, the trip out there. We just chatted. It was just the 2 of us, you know, pass the time, giving each other handies and shit.
Yep.
And we got there probably 5 or 6.
To Ohio?
8 or 9?
Yeah, it was like 9.
Oh yeah, it was 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere
Okay.
around 9 o'clock. It was just barely getting dark when we pulled in.
That's right. Yeah, it's summertime. It's bright late. Yeah,
really wasn't bad. Made good time. Especially we didn't stop often, but when we did, we were like super fucking efficient. The only one that took any amount of time was that one we had to walk down that weird gangway over the highway. But other than that, we were in and out. We rock a piss.
Oh yeah, that was the one on the way there. Yeah.
Yeah, we did that.
I think
one,
we only stopped like 4 times.
I think it was 4 times. Yeah, I mean that.
And 2 of those were back to back because at that one where we had to go down the long gangplank and walk across, you went back to the truck. I took a shit, got back in the truck. I was driving, got back on the highway, and I was like, I guess I didn't finish this shit. I got to go. And it was an emergency. I was like, I got to go right now. Like,
yeah, you were sweating. I could tell.
So I got off the next exit, finished that up, and then we got back on, and then we're bombing. But
yeah, did really, really good on fuel in that Chevy, especially hauling 2 bikes and us and all of our shit. But
yeah, we did not do. That's the other thing is the bikes were giving us a lot of stress.
Yeah,
because we did. We didn't use the fish tank way. We did not use the fish way of securing your bikes. So we did it all fucky over the tires because when you go and you have 2 bikes in the back and you only have 2 tie down points, you got to go through the spokes. If you're lucky enough to have spokes, you can't be going around frames and over tires and shit.
Yeah.
So
we were
had
too pussy
we had
to do that
readjust.
initially. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, when we got there, the whole crew was there. So Lex was there, Fish Tank and company was there. Fish Tank rode with Joel, Dog Food Lid, Alex Ling Tattoos, and Tony, our new friend, who does not have any social media, so you know he's cool.
Yeah. It's cool as shit. He'll come up a lot. I've been talking to him nonstop for the last 2 or 3 days. He's trying to help me with Boot Boy. Super fucking good dude. You'll hear his name come up a bunch.
Yeah, and yeah, he's going to the hill climb and all that shit too, right? He's
Yep.
coming to hang.
He's in the show tomorrow. Yeah, in the hill climb. So he'll be there. I'm meeting him at
As soon
like
as I
5:30.
saw his bike, I was like, this guy knows motorcycle. You can tell when something's like when a bike is just super clean.
Mhm.
Like he has a shovel head, and it's just super clean.
No, it's an Evo.
He has an Evo.
Yeah, it's an Evo. Yeah, it's like a.
Oh,
I
that's
think
right. He has an
it's
Evo.
like a 114 or something like that.
Yeah, he has a built up. He works at a engine. What is R&R considered? Engine building, repair?
Yeah,
They
engine
do it
building.
all.
I mean, they do it all. They're world class. Yeah, R&R. If you know bikes, you've heard of R&R. Right here in Manchester, New Hampshire. So yeah, he works over there. He's a mechanic over there. So they have the best tuner in the world over there and all that shit. So it's crazy. They build all sorts of stuff. They do all their own
If you
CNC
buy a
machining.
bike that's been rebuilt here in New England, it's been to R&R. Like my shovel head was rebuilt at R&R.
Yeah, for sure. The Evo from Boot Boy was built by R&R. So, but yeah, so when we got there, this was my introduction to Tony. We're all really bad at introducing each other and ourselves and whatever. So we just got there. There was a whole crew, and I knew everybody but Tony, but I could see. So they were working on him, Alex, and Joel were working on Joel's shovelhead, trying to get that thing going. He was just being a little bit of a bitch. So we were all hanging out, having a little parking lot party, and I was just kind of like fly on the wall, just listening to what they were dealing with the shovelhead. And Tony was kind of like, he was the guy that was really turning the wrenches and whatever. So I'm kind of listening. After watching him and his diagnostic process for probably 10, 15 minutes, I was like, cool, this guy knows what he's talking about. We're going to get along just great. And he's super fucking rad dude. Super fun to be around. Super, super knowledgeable about bikes. He's walking me through the Boot Boy shit now. Works at he used to work at Manchester Harley. That's how Joel and Fish know him. So they came out, they dragged him out there with his fucking crazy built Evo. That thing is so fast.
You know why why the shovel head was stuck in my head? Because he was working on Joe's shovel head the entire fucking weekend.
Yeah, dude.
That's what it was.
We put some hours in on that thing. But yeah, it had a few bigger issues than we could contain. But yeah, no. So Tony was there for everything all along, and hung out with us. So it was really, really great to meet him. He's definitely 100% folded into the crew. Like he's one of the boys.
I didn't ask him, but does he listen to the show?
I don't know. I don't think so.
He better.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, we're gonna start pressuring him a little bit to get some modicum of Instagram, whether it's to
Just
a Shovel
follow us.
Sam
Just
level,
follow like 8 dudes.
Exactly. That's what we're trying to tell him. Like that you can curtail what you intake better than you used to be able to. But anyways, you guys will hear more about him just in the future period because he's going to be around. Come check out. Well, you should have come checked out his bike on Wednesday of this week at the Hill Climb Show.
Yeah. And dude, again, super clean. Like when I first saw it, like I was like, oh, this guy like my bikes are messy, like once they start running, they're not like they're leaking oil, they're dirty. Like his was just super clean,
Yeah, and his isn't so much like a survivor chop or like a super 60, 70 style per se. It's not necessarily the style that you and I necessarily go for, but it's a performance chopper like a motherfucker, like straight up. That it's not a big wheel, it's not an early 2000s, it's still a skinny tire chopper, but it's
just like a solo seat on. It's kind of like a little bobber or something, like if
it's just tough. It's got the tough
down,
angles. Yeah. There's nothing. The paint isn't super flashy. It's just blue. It's just a blue tank, and the bike is black, and all the accoutrements are black or chrome, and the it's just look at this gigantic fucking motor and Baker transmission, and it's
Yeah, all the fast
jockey
bits, the nice
shift, foot
stuff.
clutch. Yeah, fucking, it's got, I think it's the shit. I think it's a BDL 3-inch kit on it. Like the thing's just, at one point we were riding, I think it might have been when we were coming back from dinner the last night. We were riding back and like we're doing a pretty good clip on these back roads. I know I'm kind of fast forwarding, but it's about Tony's bike. I didn't even hear him coming, but all of a sudden we're cooking and he just goes past me. I swear to God, I thought I got passed by a fucking Hayabusa or something. And then he let off and that D-cell fucking pop hit me in the face. It was like, holy shit, dude. I was standing still. We must have been going 60.
Yeah.
It was fucking crazy. So that thing rips. But it's just a black seat with some blue stitching and just very subtle accents. It's not a flashy bike at all.
It's just it's like a bike. Yeah, it's just like built to ride. You built a bike that's like reliable and works well. But it's cool. It's beautiful in that way. I liked it a lot. Like just it was just neatly put together, and it was like everything fits together. There's nothing fucking. Everything's rock solid. Nothing's janky. You know.
Right.
Like I was riding down and my fucking headlight mount is like colliding with the top of my Sprinter and it's like it's metal on metal sound and like my fucking brake doesn't work. It's like leaking fucking .4 and you know, it's just a different kind of bike, you know. I really respect it, you know. Like everything on his bike was just like, "Oh, that's staying right where you put it," you know.
Oh
like,
yeah,
I'm going down the road being like making sure my fucking axle nut doesn't back out, you know.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, everything on his bike is purpose built and everything else.
Real clean, real nice. And sounds great, reliable, you know. He's not fucking we're not waiting for him at the gas station and shit. But
nope.
Yeah, when we first got there, we gotta talk about Lily. She was a big hit.
Yeah, she was.
So let me paint you guys a little picture of Lily. Okay. So Heritage Hotel. This place was everything we had dreamed of. All right. So just in your mind, just close your eyes and just picture a $50 hotel from Mansfield, Ohio. Okay. That's what it was. It was built in like, I don't know, 71.
Yeah.
They still have the same carpets. They have smoking rooms, you know. I went in to check in and Lily, she got a big old rack. She had like a very revealing top on. She's like 70 too.
Well, she was wearing a back brace. She was wearing a lower back brace. I think that was maybe
but a low cut shirt, you know, in a back brace, kind of like a corset, you know.
There you go.
And she also had something for her arm, like a cane or something. Like not a cane, it was like the whole thing, like it attached to her upper arm, like a crutch.
Right.
So she had a crutch and a back brace, and I walked in, and there's this lady screaming at her because she booked through like Booking.com. I don't know what the fucking problem was. But she didn't like want to get charged for something. And she's screaming at Lily. And Lily's like, talk to Booking.com, talk to Booking.com. This lady's still screaming like, I want to talk to your manager. I want to talk to the owner. She's like, not happening. And then she just looks at me and she's like, can I help you? This lady's still screaming. But then she went and sat down. She's like, all right, Lily's not fucking around, dude. This ain't her first rodeo, you know? But checking was smooth. My fucking reservation was sick. She gave me the key, and then we're on our way. But everybody had low-key had a little bit of a crush on Lily. She was a real sweetheart.
She was very nice. She was very welcoming, very accommodating.
And she straight up lives at the hotel.
Yeah, lives in the hotel. I came in at one point. It was pretty late, and she was sitting in. When you walked in, there was like a little love seat, and she was sitting in the love seat, and she was folded precisely in half. Her head was resting on her knees. And she was passed the fuck out. And it was like, no wonder you need the back brace, Lily. You got to sit up. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude. I saw her. She was like in a chair. There's like a little like recliner. And she was all curled up in there. And I walked in and like woke her up. And I'm like, sorry, I didn't mean to. And she was like, just went back to sleep. Dude, like local Mansfield television on full blast, you know, like on a CRT TV.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was great. The place was filthy. We went into our rooms. There was stuff all over the sheets. Blood. I mean, biological matter was on this stuff. Random black spots. Like nobody's washing these sheets. They're just popping them, waiting for the next guest. But they were stoked, dude. They were like, this place hasn't sold out in years. They said like 4 or 5 years. And they finally sold out. And we had a cast of characters there.
Yeah, we sure did.
In fact, when we were working on the bike the first night, we're standing there, and I didn't know, like, a couple of the people I didn't know, like, that were staying there, but I knew they were in town for the show. Tony was one of them, and we're just like working on the bike, standing around. This other guy, he kind of looked like maybe he was a chopper guy, maybe because it was
Yeah.
dirty and shit. So I was the one that got this guy mixed up in our group because he was just standing there like staring at us and shit. So I assumed he was just shy, but he was maybe Tony's friend or something. So I was like, "Hey, what's up, man? You going to party at the Pen?" And he's like, "No, what's that?" And that's when I knew I fucked up. And this guy fucking hung around, dude, creepily, creeping everybody out for the next few hours, dude. Just like hanging out, looking at all our stuff, looking at our tools, looking at our trucks.
Yeah, when I turned around and realized no one's talking to this guy, because I had the same experience. We came out after, and the guy was already down there. So I was like, oh, he must just be somebody who came, or they met or whatever earlier, and he's here and he's part of the group. Because nobody was like weirded out by him. I think Lex was talking to him, and then after a while, we're working on Joel's bike, and we had moved it further away from the hotel so we could try and start it, not wake everybody up. And this dude's just standing there, just like. He'd look at our bikes in the truck, and then he'd look at Joel's bike, and he'd look down at my bag of tools, and he'd look at Tony's tools, and then he'd look over at the Harley trailer, because Fish and them came in the Harley truck with the Manchester Harley trailer. So, like, it was a fucking billboard, right, on the side of there's, wonder what's in there. And this dude's just literally going back and forth, like, casing our shit. And I started asking everybody, like, who the fuck is this dude? And why is he here? And then once I got a general consensus that nobody knew, I was like, bro, he's got to get the fuck. Why the fuck were we letting that dude hang out? He's going to come out here and steal our shit. So we took some preventative measures, and luckily we didn't have any incidents. I saw that dude a few more times throughout the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Too.
Yeah, dude. He was like, yeah, I'm trying to sell a guitar. I'm on my way to California. I'm like, dude, none of this makes sense.
Yeah.
You look totally washed out. Like, just, I stopped talking to him. Like, we got to get this guy out of here without being total dickheads. I mean, right. Alex was like, I'm going to tell this kid to get the fuck away from me if he comes near me again, start talking.
Yeah.
But,
no, he was getting close.
He was sketchy. There's definitely some sketchy characters there. There's definitely some dudes that live there long term, like a lot of truckers and stuff. There's that dude. He had like a bunch of welding equipment in the back. They were
blue
barbecuing
money,
and shit.
Baby.
What's that?
Yeah. Blue collar money, baby.
Yeah, dude. They were like straight up eating corn and hot dogs and shit out back. Like they lived there.
Oh yeah. No, they did. I talked to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice dudes.
$50 $50 a night. I bet they get like pretty good long term rate there.
Yeah, for sure. But that hotel was perfect for what we were looking for. Like, we wanted somewhere that if some shit went down, we could handle it and not have to worry about it. You know what I mean? And it was, when we pulled in, we were like, are you sure? Like, I think you and I both were expecting more like, more urban, like closer to a bunch of other shit just because of how cheap it was. And it was right off the highway. The closest thing to us was a fireworks store. Yeah. And then it was like 5-10 minutes away from everything. So it was fucking perfect. We didn't get fucked with. None of our shit got stolen. Yeah, no, it was awesome.
Yep. Good choice, Rhino.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
Good luck with that shit.
For sure.
It could have been heady, but yeah, it was nice. It was like really rural, and first night we're up till probably midnight, 1 o'clock, working on fucking shit in the parking lot, and then we headed out early the next day to go to party at the Pen. I think we got there. I think the gates opened was it at 9?
I think
9:30.
We were yard past. Yeah, we had to get there for like 9. I think was load in, and we got there just prior to, which was honestly pretty cool because we got there and they had already started setting up the line of people getting in for the yard pass. And I think I posted some pictures of it, but you can see when you're there, you're right outside the gate, but you can see the entire prison on your right, and you can see the wall of death. What do they call it? The building structure, the wall of death structure. You can see that, the red and the white stripes, and kind of you get it like a more of an aerial view of it, and it's just like, holy fuck, that's what we're about to go into. So yeah, we waited around. I think it was 9:30 is when they let us in.
Yeah.
And we were pretty far up in the line, so we got to park literally right next to the wall of death. Which
they had this huge field. Well, it's all fenced in. They open up the gate, huge field. and then all around the field is all the vendors. So you had like swap meet on the right, you had the wall of death, then you had a bunch of vendors up front and all the way down the side and around the back. So there was a ton of vendors there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we pulled in, we're like right up front, and it was a nice day that first day. Hotter than fuck.
It was
It was
toasty.
sunny and hot.
Yeah. Yeah, it was toasty, but luckily there was a gigantic, gorgeous, amazing prison to go walk through behind us that was concrete and nice and cool in there.
Yeah.
That was so fucking cool, man. I've told everybody I've seen. That was the coolest shit. The venue itself was worth the trip.
Everybody said the same thing. Like, yeah, bikes are cool and shit, but the prison, that would be worth the trip alone. Like, it's perfectly, it's not like restored, but it's perfectly preserved. You know, like all the paint, it's creepy as fuck. All the paint's chipping off the walls. You see all the fucking, like, yeah, they have some areas that are like, they staged for like to show the Shawshank Redemption movie stuff, like memorabilia. But most of it, like all the cells are just like left in time, you know, like that's how they looked.
Yeah,
and they don't.
Half the beds were up on the chains, half of them were down. Toilets were missing, sinks were missing, and some. It was eerie as shit. It was super eerie. My first wander through the prison was with Joel. He wanted to get some really good pictures. So if you guys aren't following Dog Food Lid on Instagram, please go do so. He takes absolutely unbelievable candid photographs. So I wanted to kind of roam with him and go everywhere he was going to go and all that shit. So I just followed him like a little puppy dog. And yeah, you walk in and you're kind of like, wow, cool, we're in a prison. And it's all old. And then you see the bikes and you're like, fuck, this is really cool. Like these are some of the coolest bikes. And they're all lined up in front of these cells. Like it's just a really cool backdrop and you can kind of go in. But then you realize you get to the end of a row and you realize you can go up and you can walk around and you can go here and there. And there's nobody like, hey man, you can't come in here. As long as you don't go where there's some like a door is chained, obviously you can't go in there. But you can go every fucking where else you want. We ended up in the infirmary, in the hospital wing. We ended up I ended up walking through solitary confinement completely by myself, which was super fucking weird. It's a U. I remember getting to the end of the U and I took a photo. I got to the end of the U and I could see the other side and realized I just came from that side and there's no one else in there. And I'm like, I'm in solitary confinement by myself. I'm definitely getting butt fucked by a ghost right now. Like I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Dude, I was going off by myself on purpose just to try to find some ghosts or some spooky shit. Nothing.
Dude, honestly, yeah, it was so cool. I kept doing the same thing. I just kept breaking off if there was a lull in a conversation or whatever. Hey, I'm gonna go wander, and it was so much fun going through in the chapel and shit. Going in there, that's where they were watching the movie and Shawshank, and like it was just really cool. And honestly, it had been a really long time since I had seen Shawshank before we got there. So the Shawshank references were a little bit lost on me. Some of them were just because I couldn't remember. Like it didn't click that the chapel was that room and, you know, whatever else. But watching it after, I don't know about you. We watched it on the way home and then Kayla and I have watched it once since a few days ago. Oh yeah. It was just, it's
such a good movie, so cool.
Dude. It's such a good fucking movie.
It's a perfect movie.
Yeah. I don't want to dwell too much on Shawshank Redemption on this episode, but it was very fucking cool. It's an incredible movie. They had really cool references. They had the car out front. They had a little cardboard cutout of Brooks and the little bird. They had, you know, you could see the rafter where it says Brooks was here, so was red. Like that shit was awesome. But the physical prison itself, just feeling how cold it was and seeing all the little, like, there were just these, when you were in the rows where all the bikes were, there were just these little tiny like troll doors in the wall. And when you look at them from the outside, they just look kind of like ducting silos, like as if they were for the HVAC or whatever. But you open up, they had some of these little troll doors open. They're like maybe 3.5 feet tall. And you climb your way in there, and it's a fucking stool, just like a kid's stool, and nothing else in this fucking tunnel. You look up, and it's just straight up to the sky. So I don't know. I didn't see anything that explained those. So I have no idea. I'm just assuming if you fucked up and you were on, like if you're out Gen Pop or whatever and you're on your cell and you fuck up, they'll just throw your ass in there instead of putting you in, you know, in solitary. But I don't know. when I realized that there was a chair in there, that there was a possibility that they would just stick people in there and be like, fucking sit here and think about it. Shunk, and close that door. And it's just, you're in it was like, it wasn't wide enough for me to put my arms out. That was very tight quarters. Dude, I couldn't do it. It freaked me the fuck out. And some dude witnessed me going into one, and I was like, oh, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah, dude. Lex actually watched like a documentary about Shawshank, so he was like our tour guide.
Oh,
And he was
shit.
talking about the ventilation system because inside the prison, so it was hotter than fuck, but inside it was nice because they have this really sophisticated, like, first of all, the architecture. The guy that created it, like, part of his philosophy was that like the architecture can rehabilitate people, you know, in its beauty and shit. So it's like really cool, like gothic architect. I'm not an architect, but like
Very
I would
ornate.
say like gothic, you know, like
Yeah.
big stones and like just a really beautiful facility on the facade. Then once you get in, really sophisticated, like there's no AC or anything, but like the cooling effect and the circulation of the air and stuff just through these like I don't even know, they're like the ducting system or whatever, like it kept it really cool just like naturally.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was super cool. And then some of the cells had like little plaques on them, like, hey, some motherfucker burned himself alive in this cell, or
Yeah.
hey, this
cell
cell,
13.
you know, Lil Wayne did this music video in, you know.
I missed the Lil Wayne reference. Was
There's
that
a Lil
real?
Wayne one, yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Fuck, I totally missed that.
Yeah.
Shit.
He,
I
he
gotta
did
go
some
back.
music video inside that cell or something, or a part of it.
That's funny.
Yeah. So yeah, the place is super cool. And then the bikes that they had, you know, you'd walk into the prison, you have to walk into the prison where they have the main cells. It's like 4 stories or something of cells. And then they were just all lined up down each corridor, like as far as you could see. And such nice bikes, dude. I mean, you posted a lot of them. But I saw some of the coolest bikes that I've ever seen. You know, a lot of bikes I had seen before for sure. Definitely like cream of the crop bikes. Like Wesley Pipes. That was there. A lot of people that I recognized, and then a lot of stuff that I hadn't, because we'd never been this far west.
Right. Yeah. It was really cool to be in Ohio because there were plates from literally everywhere, anywhere. It was so cool.
Yeah. Well, because like Midwest, there's people from the Midwest that could make it, you know, because it's commutable. New York and down south, you know, like as far as Kentucky and shit, like I'm bad at geography.
Florida.
Yeah. People were making the trip. Oh yeah, we talked to some people that came up from fucking Florida.
Yeah, Chopper Trash. He had his bike in the show.
Oh, is he from Florida?
Yep. Yeah, it was great to meet those dudes. They were the ones when we walked by, they let me smoke out of the Easy Co pedal.
Yeah, dude. Actually, after I sent that, I think I want to say he and Yogi's Garage built that bike.
Yep.
We got to get them on the show because that bike was sick as fuck, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to. Yeah, and they both seem like they're a riot. So 100%.
Yeah, they seem like they're fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Go follow Chopper Trash and Yogi's Garage on Instagram. But yeah, I mean the bikes. I have my posts up here just to kind of jog my memory. Like, man, it was so cool for me personally to see. There was a bunch of New England bikes, obviously, but there was a bunch of bikes painted by people that I know. Mikey Machine. There was a bunch of Mikey Machine, but my good buddy Ren Compton Candy Coated. Whoa, is that you?
That was me. I turn off the Bluetooth. It's connected to the fucking. I pulled up your post.
Oh, whoops!
It has some jazzy tune connected to it.
Yeah, it does. Sorry. Yeah, it was really cool to see all Mikey's paint and stuff, and then I got to meet Ren. Ren and I have been talking. We were all in a painters group chat back in the day. Me, him, Chris SOS.
Oh yeah,
Mr. SOS.
He said he would do the show with us. Yeah.
Yeah. So I really want to do, and I've talked to both of them about this. We just need to schedule it. I want to do one with both of them. I want to do another 4-way. Me and those two dudes talking paint. It will be an entertaining episode. I promise. So I think that would be a good one. But Ren is actually the one who painted all the trophies for Party at the Pen. He had a shitload of bikes that were painted there in and out of the cells. So that was super cool. All these bikes that you see on here, like you've seen most of them online. You've seen most of them on they're being built. You're watching the process. You know the builder, but to see him in person was really really cool. To see him in a lineup was sick.
Yeah.
To see Mikey this fucking paint job that Mikey did. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, the one with the purple
You
one
can
with the fucking crazy
the
tank
purple
and
one.
shit.
Holy fuck, dude, unfucking real.
Yeah.
But yeah, super crazy curated stock of bikes.
Yeah, wicked nice paint, wicked nice bikes. I saw that. I still think about it. I didn't catch the guy's name, but that XS that I saw with the fucking the white and the orange flames and shit. It's like the nicest XS I've ever seen in my entire life, dude. I gotta figure out who's.
Yeah, that one was super
I have
nice.
it somewhere because I wanted to circle back around. But dude, even in the parking lot, there was bikes that you would just stare at. Like, how long there was this bike that had what, cellophane or some shit in it, like buried. It was all
Mylar. Yeah,
yeah.
that was crazy. We ended up actually, yeah, it was Chopper Trash we were talking to. I think he knows the dude who built the bike, so he was explaining it some to us. But yeah, it's this crazy fucking the entire bike is molded and coated in Mylar paper and then resined and then painted over it with candy fades and pearl. It's fucking unreal. It's the blue one on my post.
Yeah, check out. You actually did a great job with the documenting of the bikes and stuff. Like I did the walkthrough and then I'd look at them and then but I took like maybe 7 pictures the entire time we were there.
Yeah, so that's honestly that's one of the main reasons why I latched on to Joel, because I knew that's what he was there to do. He wanted to take a bunch of pictures, especially Saturday. And I knew previous history, you and I suck ass at taking photos and videos. I remember Jerry 812 yelled at me. I think it was at Deadbeat. He didn't yell at me, but he was like, "Hey, get some fucking videos and some pictures and stuff. Like, you need to be chronicling this stuff." And I was like, "Shit, you're right." So I try to think about that, but this time I was like, if I just follow him, he's always going to be taking photos and stuff. So that will remind me. If he's taking a photo of something, okay, I know that that's a cool thing to take a picture of, you know?
Yeah. But, no, it's important because I don't think about it because I don't know, I'm just selfish. I'm just like, I get to experience it and look at it, and that's cool too. And you're not worried about documenting it. But then you're always bummed because you're like, oh, what was that bike? Like, dude, I didn't take any pictures of any of the bikes, you know?
Right,
or maybe I took like a handful. I think I took a picture of that XS because it was so impressive. But yeah, it was cool like that you had all those pictures, because then when you posted them, I was like, oh yeah, that bike, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And I wanted to do the whole take pictures of all my favorite painted tanks and shit. I'm a painter, and I don't see it as a weird thing to post other people's stuff in support of them. You know what I mean? So I wanted to put all that shit out too, just personally.
People love it when you take pictures of their bikes, right?
For sure, and post it up, and you know, I wanted to chronicle it. I wanted to have it to look back on. I wanted, you know what I mean, for us to be able to post some shit, all that stuff. So it's something that I'm trying to keep in mind, and just in general, I'm on this weird little personal quest to just take better photos too. So it's kind of a little side quest thing for me at this point.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I got a lot of fucking
some good
pictures.
photos, dude. You had ones with like the sun in the background, like really fucking. That's some Pulitzer Prize type shit or whatever the fuck you get for taking photos.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that was cool, man. And you know what? It was awesome is like when you get to go there and you don't know who's around the bike, you know what I mean? And you're like, dude, that's fucking sick. And then it's the guy that built the bike, you know, so you get to talk to them, or, you know, like the cool thing is I got to meet a lot of cool people that they're not in New England, so you never see them, like Chopper Chug. That dude, he was up in the art area. Yep. And he was doing like I think it's over now, but he was doing a GoFundMe to publish this cool book. He just like goes on trips and documents stuff and writes and takes pictures and shit, and like super nice guy. And I've followed him forever, you know, like cool dude and cool mission. And we talked to him for a long time. And what is it? Like a lot of the vendors too, like Union Manufacturing, like super cool dude, super chill dude, wicked nice parts, by the way, too.
so bummed I didn't get a chance to talk to Hunter. I kept seeing him, running around and doing his thing or whatever, but I wanted to talk to him about that bike so bad. Speaking of which,
Free one.
voting is open. Go fucking vote for your Biltwell People's Champ. There's only 6 left. Go pick.
Yeah, I had no idea who he was. He has really distinct leg tattoos.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Very
wicked
cool,
cool,
leg
dude.
sleeves.
It's like a tapestry or something. So I just went up to him. I'm like, dude, I don't know if this is gay or not. I'm like, those are sick, dude. I love it.
So sick.
You don't see that a lot, but it was right in front of his booth. And one of the things that actually I forgot to buy, because he had to run for a picture and I was going to circle back and catch him again. But he does this really elegant design for making your own exhaust. So if you need to do stainless steel exhaust to do the tack welding and stuff, he makes these little clamps that clamp them around, and there's a recess cut out so you can tack weld it. And if you get those on like welding websites and shit, they're like $100, dude. He sells them for like 20. Really nice, like stuff like that. I really like. It's just like a cheap, purpose-built design for something that's like super cool that you actually need. So I'm actually definitely going to pick some of those up, because I was actually going to make my own when I was building the exhaust for the Softail. Because I was like, how the fuck, as one person, how do you tack that into place? You have to clamp these two pieces together, and I have to hold, the TIG wand in one hand and then the rod in the other. Yeah. I don't have a third hand to prop this shit up, and it's stainless steel. So I like shit like that. But yeah, just walking around and like talking to all the vendors. The other cool dude that we're gonna get on the show is the artist. I forget what it's. The Big Huzz. What was his name?
No, shit. I just had it and you confused me. Isn't it Mozzie or something?
Big Moz.
Fuck. No,
Chad
what
Turner.
is Muzzy? Yeah, Chad Turner.
Muzzy the Wop.
Muzzy.
I knew he had a cool. I knew he had a cool name. Super cool art, and he's from fucking New Hampshire. So I was over there talking to him, and super outgoing guy, super nice guy. And then you were like, "Hey, aren't you from Portsmouth?" And then we really got into it.
Yeah, I had heard. I think it was Fish had done a lap of the vendors while I went in the prison. He was like, "Oh, dude, you talked to the guy from Portsmouth," and I was like, "No." He's like, "There's an artist over there from Portsmouth, New Hampshire," and I was like, "No shit."
Yeah.
So when I finally was starting my rounds doing the vendor row or whatever, and you guys were ahead of me. So yeah, I went over there, and then as you were talking, it clicked, and I was like, "Oh fuck, they've probably already established that we're all from New Hampshire." But I was like, I can't not at least acknowledge it or whatever and introduce myself. Like, yeah, you're from Portsmouth,
I stopped in because
he looked
had
at me
this
like, how the fuck did you know that?
I stopped in there because he had cool art. He had that. He had a painting of it's not a motorcycle, baby. It's a chopper.
Yeah,
from Pulp Fiction, and I was like, that just rules, dude. I gotta get some prints
super
off
cool
of.
art.
I didn't have a whole lot of money, so I couldn't buy a bunch of cool shit while I was there. But yeah, definitely gonna get him on the show, and we're gonna link up at some point in the summer.
For sure. Muzzy the
there's
Wop
a lot
on
of cool
Instagram.
vendors.
We'll follow him. Yeah, the vendors were sick. It's weird, man. I go to a hardcore show or whatever, and in between songs, I'm like, okay, or in between bands, I'm like, I gotta go get a shirt. I have to get merch. But when I go to like chopper events for whatever reason, I don't put a lot of money into the shirts and merch and stuff. But I wish I had. Now, all of us have their, everyone's got their shirt.
They had some awesome shirts there. Like Heavy was there, Heavy Clothing.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite shirts I've ever owned are Heavy Clothing shirts.
Yeah.
But again, I'm like, if it's not the right time, I'm like, I'll get it later, so I'm not carrying a fucking t-shirt in a bag around all day, And then
right, exactly.
But they had awesome swap parts too. Like even some of the vendors that were doing t-shirts and shit, they would have swap parts. And then they had a whole section. Shout out Walt Zeta, I think is his Instagram. He's a New England dude.
Oh, yep.
He had some awesome parts. So chatted with him for a little bit. He was at the fucking Lowlife swap meet, the Lowlife Snow Life swap. He does all the shit. That's a fucking haul, dude.
Yeah.
To go out to Ohio to swap parts. So big ups on him. That's awesome.
It was such a good swap meet too for like the kind of shit that we were looking for. I only got through 2 tables and I was like, I have to remove myself from this. I don't have money for this. Yeah. I tried to stay as cheap as humanly possible all weekend, and I did a pretty good job. But it was
tough. I didn't have a lot of walking around money, you know.
Mm-mm.
It was just it was an off paycheck week for me, so I was just like, I paid for the hotel, you know. And the other thing is, something's fucked up. Our Patreon money didn't drop.
Still?
Yeah, still.
Uh-oh. Who you get
Yeah.
canceled again?
And I was relying on that for like gas money and shit, you know, in the hotel. So I
Oh,
did that
fuck.
all out of
Let me know.
pocket.
I'll send you some money tomorrow.
No. I gotta figure it out. I don't know what the fuck the problem is, but like it sucks because we left on what, the 6th or something, and we always get that on the 5th. So I was like, oh, we're golden. You know, that'll pay for lodging and gas and all that shit, but it never came. And
Fuck.
here we are, it's the fucking, I don't know, the 17th, and it still hasn't dropped. So I was a
Yikes.
broke ass bitch, and all I had was beer money. So
Yep.
and they did have cool beer. They had obviously they had the Modelo's, thank God. And when those sold out, I turned on the Party at the Pen. They had Party at the Pen beer.
They were IPAs, right?
They were lagers, but they tasted hoppy as fuck. They had like whatever that scale is, IBUs. Had a lot of IBUs, but it was a lager that tasted like an IPA.
Icky
Definitely
butt
did the trick.
units.
Yeah. And then the other thing is, when we first got there, it was hot as fuck. So I was just chugging beers, dude. And then me and Lex were like, I think we need to go lay down in the grass. Like, we need to go find some shade, dude. I got sunburnt. I had that stupid sunburn on my head, shaped like a D, because I'm a dickhead.
Yep.
But yeah, then that first day was awesome, dude. It was fucking blazing hot. I love it too. You know, like I love just like that summertime shit.
Yep.
And we got to meet a lot of fucking that after that first day, we went to, they had the after party at the Brickyard that we all went to. So we all, we rode out. I think we left a little bit early because we got there fucking at 8:30, 8:45, or whenever before load in. So by like 4:00, dude, we were like in the sun all day, walking around all day, and we're all like beat, you know. And we just fucking traveled for 12 hours the night before, stayed up till midnight drinking beers, fixing bikes. So we're like, all right, well, let's head to the hotel room and drop off the bikes, go down the Brickyard, see what's up. And the Brickyard, I was expecting it to be like a bar or something, and I was like, that's gonna suck because there's a lot of people here. There's like thousands of people here, and we're all gonna go pack into some fucking bar, dude. Yeah, that's gonna suck to get a beer. But it wasn't. It was just open. It was just open in the middle of the city. It was just like a brick yard. It had like bricks,
so sick,
open air. They had beer tents and shit.
So fucking rad. They had food trucks out there. There were bikes lined up on the inside. They had
Had a good band.
The two bands that played were fucking incredible. The first one was called the Heavy 70s, and all they played were covers of like Black Sabbath, Dust, like all the old cool 70s, like psychedelic heavy metal, so to speak. And they fucking killed it. The drummer looks like Jim Morrison and has a voice. He can duplicate any voice. He did Ozzy. It was incredible.
Oh yeah, the drummer was singing.
The drummer was the singer, and he's fucking unreal at both.
I've never seen that before.
Oh, I have a few times. Sometimes it's corny, but he fucking nailed it, dude. He was unbelievable. And then the second band was some of the members from the first band, but they did all original music. And that front man had an unbelievably unique vocal range. His name their name was the Grave Bathers. They're on Spotify. Super sick. It's very like that psychedelic Black Sabbath-y kind of like chopper rock, you know what I mean? For lack of a better term. I know that's not what it's called, but it's like the heavy 70s shit. So check that out. But it was super cool. I wasn't expecting that. They had a full-blown stage set up with like amphitheater style, like seating type deal.
Yeah.
And me, Joel, Tony, and Alex just sat down and watched both bands on the bricks with a fucking rum and coke. Like, it was so sick. I had such a good time. I figured it was going to be elbows and assholes, and good luck getting a drink. And it was just going to be miserable, people shouting over each other and fist fighting. It was the whole weekend, there was like no trouble ever. There was no bullshit. There was no scuffles. There was no.
Everybody was so cool, dude. And like everybody, it was so cool. Like the Brickyard too, I'll say, that's where everybody like came out of the woodwork because nobody was busy looking at bikes. It was chill time.
Yep.
So Jean-Luc and fucking big ass Jess showed up from New Jersey, and we met them at the Brickyard. I think they were at the show before, but we missed them or something because they came late. But yeah, they showed up, and yeah, we were twinning hard and hanging out, and then I'm gonna forget all the names of all the people that I met, but like we met fucking, I think it's Junkyard Jimison. You know, he was out there.
Junkyard Johnson.
Yeah. Chopped it up with him. This one, dude, fucking Old Tugboat. I've been talking to that motherfucker for like a decade, dude.
Yep.
He was an old supporter of Rhino Resto, funny guy, cool dude.
Yeah, cool dude.
I started talking to him, no idea who he was, because he was like, oh yeah, my name's Garrett or whatever. I'm terrible with names. That might not even be his name. I'm pretty sure that's his name.
It is, yeah.
And then once he said Old Tugboat, I was like, what the fuck, dude? Because I was supposed to meet him out at Cheap Thrills at that the one with the fucking at the pool or whatever.
Yep.
But he didn't end up making it, so that was super cool. The other guy, Dakota Bear, I recognized him immediately because he has fucking long red hair and a huge red beard, and he does fucking awesome like chops and shit, CB chops and shit like that. He's on obviously Instagram, but also he does a lot on TikTok, or he did. Shout out to fucking Lucas. I don't know if he has an Instagram or whatever, but him and his girl were out there and we're talking to him for a long time. He was super nice, bought me a beer.
Super nice, dude.
Yeah, dude. Just everybody that we met when we were out there. Like, and sorry if I'm not like, I just met so many fucking people that it was like a whirlwind. But it was super cool talking to everybody, and everybody like again, just back to what you were saying, dude, everybody was like super happy. It was nice, you know, even at night, like it was just like, it was warm and there was good music and the booze flowing. Dude, Elvis Quanbeck. I didn't even recognize him at first. He shaved his fucking beard off.
Bro, he about fucking got fed a hand, man. We were at the show and I was walking into the prison. So I'm walking in like that main courtyard area where the food trucks were. And I'm by myself and I'm just walking my usual pace. And then kind of out of the periphery, I see someone's getting closer to me, right? And I look right at the last second, and as I'm turning around, he puts his hand on my shoulder, and I was like, what the fuck? And I didn't know him. I didn't recognize him. So I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, oh, it's Elvis Quanbeck. And I was like, dude. Whoo! And then he handed me a joint, and I was like, okay, we're good.
Yeah. And then he handed me a brand new bottle of Malort.
Yeah, dude.
And we were swilling off the one. Not only did they already have a fresh bottle to give me, they were swilling off one that was ripped to shit because it was like attached to someone's sissy bar.
Yeah, because his homie kept the bottle of Malort on his chop at all times, and that was the one he had on his chop that they rode there with. And I was like I got to take a
Chicagoan, dude.
So sick. I couldn't say no to that.
Yeah, so. And that's the other cool thing about the Brickyard is we're just pulling off this bottle in the middle of this place. Nobody's fucking with us.
Nope.
Yeah, dude.
Nope. It was so fucking rad, man. They had tattoos going on. Oliver Peck and his crew were tattooing in the building right next door. It was super sick. The Brickyard was awesome.
Fucking Wannabe Fabrication. Finally got to meet him.
Jordan,
dude, him and his boys, they're real fucking chopper guys. For real.
Hell
dude.
Yeah, dude.
Like they were partying hard, dude.
Yeah, I'm so glad we got to meet him. It was funny when we met him initially, was at the show. And you were talking to him already, and I walked up second, and I didn't get the initial introduction, so I didn't know who he was. And he said, oh, hey, what's up, dude? And introduced himself or whatever, but he didn't say wannabe. So I was like, okay. And then when he left, I was like, I have no fucking clue who that dude was. And then when I asked you later, you're like, oh, it's wannabe. I was like, fuck. God damn it, I fucked that up. And then I was happy to see him at the Brickyard later and be like, sorry, dude, I wasn't trying to like fucking big time you or whatever. I just had no fucking clue who you were.
Yeah.
So that happened a lot. That happened a fucking few times.
If you guys did come up and expected us to know who you were, like neither of us think that we're big time.
No, fuck no.
We just don't know. We just don't know any better. And we're forgetful sometimes too. But yeah, wannabe, dude. I'd party with that kid. He's cool as fuck, dude. So if you're thinking about I don't know if he's still doing custom shit, but go check out his episode. Me and Loctite did an episode. It was one of the first ones when I came on that I wanted to do with Wannabe. And he just builds cool ass shit.
Yeah, he had a bike in the show. He had a bike in the
Yep.
prison.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That exhaust tip, that twisted exhaust tip he did, dude. Fucking
So talented, like
ugh.
really, really talented dudes, and like super cool dudes, and just like when you said that, I was just like, oh yeah, dude, there was no drama. Everybody was smiling. Everybody had so much fun, and you wouldn't expect that, dude, because there were some real motherfuckers there, dude. There were some
Oh
mean
yeah.
motor scooters walking around, but they were all having fun too.
Yep. Everybody. I didn't see any bullshit. None
Nothing.
whatsoever at any point in the weekend.
Mhm.
Didn't see any aggro shit. Didn't see any cool guy shit. It was
Everybody just
just
knows how to handle themselves. It was
it
fun.
was so sick, dude. It was so fucking cool. And I'm not saying that we usually see drama and shit up here either, because obviously, wasn't shit going on at the La Spada show. But just because it was a show of that magnitude in a new place for so many people, I just expected egos. I've discussed this on the show before. Chopper people are inherently egotistical maniacs. You're trying to show your peacock feathers, right? Like everybody else. But it was so fucking chill, dude. I'm an anxious little rat when I get out in public, and the Brickyard, to me, until we got there and I kind of saw the lay of the land, I was not looking forward to it. But I didn't want
You
to
hide
leave.
that so well.
I wasn't looking forward to it. But when we got there and it was like you said, it was open air. Homies were there. Sammy Kristoff and his crew were there, and we got to see the quality handmade bike. I was gonna say, I figured you were holding on to that one because how it ties in, but
Yeah, that ties into day 2.
yeah, for sure. But we did get to meet Sammy and his crew, which is super awesome. Talking to those, to them, talked to them a bunch, and we got to see the quality handmade bike that Sammy won, and then went down to Florida and rode back. Wicked fucking nice bike. Love that. Love Bren. So that was super cool. But yeah, it was just the perfect. I hate the fucking word vibes, but it was the perfect vibe. Like it really was. It wasn't stressful. There was no peacocking. Nobody's chests were out. It was
Felt
just
really
chill. It was
comfortable,
fun.
and like everybody was just cool and being real and being themselves, and
Yeah.
like you didn't hear people talking shit on bikes. Like it was just like everybody's just stoked to be there, and like
Yeah.
stoked to be able to meet these people. And that's what's so cool about the chopper culture is like that it doesn't matter if you're from New York or Ohio or Florida or fucking Jersey or whatever. If you're into fucking motorcycles and you're into this lifestyle and building bikes and shit, and you can appreciate that shit, then you're already cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
You're already into the
Yeah.
same shit.
Yeah. It's really cool, man. I left with like a whole new. I know we're skipping ahead a little bit, but I left Ohio with a whole new appreciation for the culture and a whole new batch of motivation. It was just really cool. It was cool to see how one of these like real high level shows get done. You know what I mean? And how they get pulled
Yeah.
off and whatever. And obviously this was a first year show for Party at the Pen East, so certainly it couldn't have. It didn't go as smoothly as we all saw. You know what I mean? There were surely things that didn't go the way that they wanted, but it's just going to get better and better. And if that's the standard, holy fuck. Because, like, dude, we didn't even talk about the Wall of Death. That was like the first thing
Well,
I
let's
did when
get
we
into the
got
Wall
there.
of Death, because on day 1 you went and saw it and you were like, bro, you got to go see this shit.
The very
And
first
I was
thing I
like,
did. when we
yeah,
got
I'll
there.
get to it. But then you were like, no, you're going to see it. So the first thing we did when we were there was we parked right next to the Wall of Death again, and we waited till the first showing
Oh, yep.
at noon. And Ray Lanzillo was like, there's a big clock behind him that says next show at noon, and he's standing there. He's like, when's the next show? So we trolled him for like the next 3 years of his life.
Oh yeah, we were not letting that one go.
No. So yeah, at noon, and this was my first time. I've been to places that had the Wall of Death, and when you see the videos of it, you're like, okay, I've seen it, but you haven't seen it until you've seen it in person. And if you haven't seen it in person, next time you have the opportunity to see the Wall of Death, you have to. It's the most stressful, most amazing like thing that I've ever seen in my life on 2 wheels. So these dudes, they go dudes and gals, right? There was 3 guys, 2 guys and a gal there. They have old motorcycles from the 20s, like Indians and shit. Right? Were they all Indians, or did they have a Harley there too?
They had a Sportster out front, so when they did the whole "Hey, we're about to do a show" thing, they got the Sportster that's on the chromoly rollers. But yeah, and then they had they were Indian like 250. They were like the Harley 250 Air Mach-E knockoffs or whatever, that kind of deal. Yeah, little 250. And then they had Hobo Bill had the 1928 Indian
28
that he did 1928, and then they had the go-kart too.
Yeah. So this 1928 fucking Indian, which good luck even getting that to run if you're me. But this motherfucker is going on a wall. This wall of death, by the way, it's made out of wood, and it goes 90 degrees. Like, it's 90 degrees. It's not 45 degrees. It's 90 degrees, dude. And to see that, to hear it, to feel it, because the whole fucking thing is rumbling, and you're up in the up at the top. They don't just go around and go, woo, dude, this guy's grabbing dollars. He's going handless. He's spinning around on the bike going backwards and shit while at 90 degrees on a 1928 fucking Indian.
Probably doing 40 on the Speedo.
Oh, yeah.
Saying. Because, like, centrifugally, like, or whatever the word is, he was fucking booking.
Yeah.
He wasn't going slow.
Dude, they go right up to the top, and then they skid out. They're not just going around. They skid. Dude, I was waiting for a motorcycle to fly in my face and kill me.
Dude, when she did that, both times I saw a show, when she did that, I thought it was over. I thought she was literally going to just skyrocket into the fucking air.
And then they go tandem, dude. And they're fucking with each other. Like, he's like putting her hair in her face and shit, and they're grabbing dollar bills out there. It's the most amazing, stressful thing I've ever seen, dude. It's so much respect, dude. When you see it, and you're just like, holy fucking shit. These guys know how to ride. I forget who said it, but someone was like, kind of humbles you if you think you're a good rider when you see that, you know?
The first thing I said after I watched the initial show was, it occurs to me I have no idea what I'm doing on a motorcycle.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I wouldn't even know where to begin to try that shit. So they're called American Motordrome Company, American Motordrome Wall of Death, AMDC Wall of Death on Instagram. Go give them a follow. You can kind of see what's going on. Absolutely,
I'd like to get them on the show,
too. Great show. There's no bullshit. There's no like fluffy whatever. They do their quick little spiel about, hey, if you want to donate to some money, because they don't get they can't get insured. They fucking ride motorcycles on a 90-degree fucking wall made out of wood that they assemble every time they set it up. Yeah. So
and that chick wiped out that day.
I was gonna say, I think like the second to last show, she actually had a spill. I heard she was okay, thank God.
Luke and Big Ass Jess watched it.
Oh, I'm very glad I didn't see that. That shit is
me too.
Stressful.
Dude, I was like, please don't die. Please don't die. Like, I was like so worried for him, dude.
For real. It's a jagged ass 2x4, 90-degree wall to a 45-degree plank to floor.
Sick.
Like,
so insane.
If you fall, that has to fucking hurt. And they're not wearing helmets. They're not wearing pads. They're not wearing fucking, there's no cages.
Safety gear.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Literally no safety gear.
Yeah.
They're just kicking these bikes over and then riding them on a fucking wall like Spider-Man, dude.
Best case scenario, you wipe out, hit another motorcycle that's down at the bottom because it's like 10 feet circumference.
Yeah.
On wood, you know? Best case scenario, you almost die. And I'm so glad I didn't see that, dude.
Yeah,
I'm so glad, because that's all I was worried about the entire time. It's the most amazing thing. I'd love to. I'm gonna reach out to them and see if they'll do a show, because get on this show, because it was one of the most amazing thing. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's the most amazing thing I've seen on two wheels.
100%. I was gonna say
so
the most impressive thing I've ever seen involving motorcycles or
go-karts. It's this. You don't get any more like timeless. Like, dude, Wall of Death, you're keeping that tradition alive. You know, like, it's just the coolest thing all around. Like, just to be in there, it's like you took a time machine back to like the fucking 1800s or some shit.
Yeah, other than having like an old-timey continental accent, they keep the act original too. Like, it's all the old spiel. Like, when he's ready, watch him ride.
Yeah.
You know, and they refer to each other as Daredevil, Hobo Bill, and Daredevil this, and like it's legit as fuck. It looks old timey, it feels old timey, and then but just feeling the entire fucking structure going whoom, whoom,
Dude,
when
when that
they're
thing roars by you
circling,
and they take the
holy
dollar out of your
shit.
hand, dude.
Yeah.
There's a 1920s motorcycle, and the only thing between you and it is like 3/4 inches of fucking wood. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a steel cable that goes around, and they tell you to rest your arm on the steel cable and dangle your dollar bill out like that. And he comes up and just, and the cool thing is, he doesn't just grab your bill, he grabs it, and while he's going around, mind you, at a 90-degree angle at 40 miles per hour doing this, he has enough time to open it, unfurl it, check what denomination it is. If it's bigger than a dollar bill, he holds it up and goes, woo, and shows it to everybody, then crumples it up and puts it in his pocket, and then gets back to doing what he was doing.
So fucking
It's
cool, dude.
unfucking real, man. It's
Yep.
so cool. They're so skilled. I don't know. I used to think I was an adrenaline junkie, and skydiving ain't shit compared to that.
Yeah. This is way more dangerous. I can't think of anything more dangerous to do.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And I totally see the appeal of, like, you know, you're a young kid or whatever, and you're like, fuck all this day-to-day normie shit. I want to go join something as close to the circus as, you know what I mean, and travel the country and live like a gypsy. That's it, man. Like, oh, I totally see the appeal in that shit. I'd love to talk to all of them that work for the whole organization and see, like, how'd you get here, you know?
Dude, shout out to Party at the Pen, too, because usually you have to pay, but Party at the Pen paid them. It was a free show.
Yeah.
You could just walk up. You could see it as many times as you want. They did it like every hour.
Every hour on the hour. So fucking rad.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
So,
That was,
yeah.
day 2. We kicked it off with the Wall of Death. And then we went inside, checking out all the bikes. They're doing a lot of the photos. We missed that.
The mug shots. Yeah, we missed
the mug shots, which you can go buy. I saw Fishes. Fishes came out awesome.
Yeah, he
looks, dude. He looks like
he's been there for 10 years.
Yeah, it looks authentic. But here's the best part of day 2. So we were all chilling. They had this area up on the prison. We're all sitting down, drinking beers, hanging out, and I came from inside, and they had a bunch of awards that they were giving out. So they had like in the ride-in show in the yard. Dan won an award. Tell us about that.
Oh yeah. So at the end of the second day, I walked back to the bike after they had done all the awards and shit. And when I got there, this was just sitting on my bike with a white knuckler sticker. So the sticker kind of, okay, he put it there on purpose, but I was like, what the fuck? This wicked nice wicked nice knife is on my bike. So I'm looking around, and luckily there was somebody there also getting on his bike who witnessed the entire interaction. He's kind of like laughing at me, and he's like, that's him right there, dude, in the Indian Larry shirt. So I walked over to this guy, Bear, shout out Bear at White Knuckler. I walked up and I was like, hey, sir, this was on my bike. And he was like, yeah, dude, that's for you. You know, we gave you the parking lot pick every show we go to. We picked the best bike or whatever out of the parking lot. So he went and picked one that is like, it's
matches really
yellow
well.
and red. It's so fucking sick. It's such a nice knife. If you guys are looking for a knife, go check them out. A couple of people have pointed out that it actually kind of looks like there are actually flames in the epoxy. So pretty fucking rad.
Sick.
I'm super honored. Very, very cool. Definitely didn't expect that because there were some absolutely incredible bikes in the yard. But yes, thank you, Bear at White Knuckler. That was very nice. But this next story is a lot funnier.
I won an award too.
You sure did.
After this, so I love White Knuckler. I have a knife. They make some wicked nice shit, dude. I actually was hoping they have a leather hat, like a safari hat type of shit. I want to get that from them. And they had when you go to these shows, by the way, they have the show pricing because they don't have to ship it. They don't have all this overhead and shit. So I was hoping to get one. They didn't have any there, but they make wicked nice shit. So Dan wins that, and I go up. We're just everybody's chilling on the stoop of the prison, and Fish goes, "Dude, you got something on your bike? You got an award." And I was like, "What?" So me and Dan go down. I'm going over my bike. I'm all excited, and about 20 feet away, I see a 21-inch flesh-colored dildo strapped, zip tied to my sissy bar.
Mm-hmm.
Hardy har har. I say to myself, got my hopes up. I
That's not
really
what you
thought I
said.
won an award because I was like, he said that. I go, on my bike? Like, why would anybody award my bike with anything? But now I understand. I got the Carmen Sandy Dildo Award. This is a new award that will be making the rounds to every bike show for the next until this thing disintegrates. But
Or until whoever's giving it at that particular show gets beat to death with it.
yes. It's quite an honor. It's a prestigious award. But yeah, Sammy Kristoff, I guess the story goes, Sammy Kristoff, someone stuck it on his bike.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't ask me how Fish knows this, but he said that this thing's like $160 dildo. It's massive. Dude, I'm not kidding. Dude, it's fucking
huge.
18 inches if it's an inch. Like, this thing is massive. Girthy, got the veins. It's flesh colored. It's heavy. And we played with it a lot. I mean, you guys saw, if you saw any of the stories, from the time that I had that bestowed upon me, I brought it everywhere I went. But here's the thing. Here's the deal. All right. So I won the first award, but we're going to make it a thing. Okay. And this is what you do. If you're so lucky to find this massive dildo strapped to your bike at a bike show, it's called Where in the World is Carmen Sandy Dildo? Okay. Go follow at Carmen Sandy Dildo on Instagram right now. Pause the show and go follow at Carmen Sandy Dildo. What we're going to do is you have to do it surreptitiously. Surreptitiously.
Serendipitously?
What is it?
Serendipitously?
No. You just do it in secret, okay? Okay. You can't let anybody see you do it. If they catch you putting this on your bike, the joke's over. You have to make it so you award someone at a bike show with this thing. You strap it to their sissy bar, and now they own it. All right? So they're responsible for it. They can do whatever the fuck they want with it, but they have to award it to someone else. You have to pay it forward. You can't just keep it in your sock drawer for your old lady. This thing is filthy, by the way. We were throwing it in the fucking, like, on stuff, dude. Like, we're chucking it against the Harley fucking trailer, trying to make it has a suction on it. I
slapped it off the front of my truck. You stuck it on there like a
hood ornament. Yeah, I stuck it to my forehead like a unicorn.
It fucking hurt. That thing's heavy duty.
This thing's massive. So
don't get caught putting it on someone's bike. You're gonna get shot. But if you get it, let us know and tag it.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it to Laconia, and I don't know if I'm gonna do it at the Hill Climb show or at Truth Show, the custom social, but I'm bringing it, and I'm gonna sneak it in. That's the thing, is you can't let anybody. You can't be like, ooh. You have to sneak it in, and it's massive. It's a massive dildo. So that's part of the fun of it.
Your house. Hold on, you're riding from your house tomorrow to Gunstock with that dildo hidden somewhere on your person. Is what you're telling me.
Yeah,
that's fucking hilarious.
And then you got to sneak it into the show, and then when nobody's looking, you award it to someone, and it'll say like at Carmen Sandy Dildo, so they have to go to the page, but you just tag it, take a picture of it, tag Carmen Sandy Dildo, and we're gonna see how far this thing goes. I say it's a winner if we can get this thing to go across the pond and we find it at a bike show in like Germany or something.
That's fucking the goal. Nuts.
But I wanted to make the rounds here in America first. So if I don't get shot to death this weekend, strapping an 18-inch flesh-colored dildo to someone's bike, then that person can pass it on to the next person. I don't know how. I might have to have some instructions on it or something.
We gotta have Alex tattoo instructions on it.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Tattoo it on there. That would be great. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna try to make it a thing. You strap this on. Make sure you don't get caught. If you get caught, the jig is up. You keep it. You can't get caught. Someone just has to go back to their show bike and go, what the fuck? And then they're going to go, Carmen Sandy Dildo, what's that? And then they'll see that, oh, now you can have fun with it. I mean, by all means, it's yours. But you have to pay it forward. You have to put it on another bike at the next show. Not the same show. You have to bring it to the next show. Could be a local show in your area, maybe a hot rod show or something. There happens to be a cool bike there. Keep it going.
I just want to real quick. I want to regale my perspective of the story of how you found Carmen, because before this, I had already been walking around in the yard when Rhino was in the prison. So I had seen that big, veiny, magnificent bastard strapped to your back, to the back of your bike. So I was like, that's funny. I wonder if he's seen that yet, knowing that you would have left it anyways after you'd seen it. So I was like, I just wonder if he's seen it. So yeah, we were hanging out there on the stoop, and I heard Fish starting to get into you, going, dude, I saw they were putting something on your bike, and someone took a picture of your kickstand, and the kickstands were numbered.
Oh,
so
yeah,
that's
yeah.
how you got entered or whatever. He's taking pictures of kickstands, but you should go over there, dude. They put something on your bike. And it finally clicked. As soon as he said they put something on your bike, I was like, oh, I know what he's talking about. I have to see this. And my intention was to record your reaction, but no one else came with. It was just me and you. And I knew that if I picked up my phone and started doing this, you'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? So I just selfishly enjoyed the moment to myself. When Rhino heard that he had won an award or whatever, I've never seen you walk this fast. You turned into fucking Johnny Bravo or whatever, dude. You're walking like fast. So I'm like scooting along trying to catch up with him, and the point he sees it hanging out, you can kind of tell he's like, oh, what the fuck? He takes like 2 or 3 more steps and just fucking dead stop and goes, you motherfuckers. Dude, it was so fucking funny. I felt bad because I could tell you really were like, oh my gosh, I won something, but like, and I fucking would have been too.
This is best case scenario. This is, if I could, I couldn't have written it better myself. That's way better than being actually awarded with something meaningful, you know?
For sure. 100%. Yeah.
And I did ride around with it. It was zip tied. It had like 30 zip ties on it. And I did ride it around like that for the rest of the time.
You left it on when we went to dinner, right? Because weren't those dudes laughing about it? Yeah, that's right.
I left it on I left it on until we loaded it up in the truck.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So after the show, we went out to dinner. A bunch of us, we went and ripped around, and we found like the skeeziest bar we could possibly find. Low fluorescent lights, and
it was perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. We had a lot of looky-loos come out like, oh, it's fucking awesome, guy. Did you go to Sandusky Bike Week?
Oh yeah, that's right.
And we're like, never heard of the place.
Didn't know that there was a bike week in Ohio.
Yeah.
But apparently we would have
like you got to come back. You'd love it. And I was like, I don't think so. We're on a different level.
I know. And I mentioned something about Laconia, that we were going to Laconia, and they were like, yeah. It was like, okay, buddy.
Oh yeah, Laconia got nothing on Sandusky Bike Week.
Yeah, I know. I know.
But that place was so gross. We're like, hey, let's get something deep fried so we don't get like food poisoning.
Yep. I didn't get food poisoning.
I did not either. So yeah, we went there and then went back to the hotel, and we were chilling. And I think I did a little Irish goodbye, went up to the room, and it wasn't a very late night. We're getting ready to leave early in the morning. I think we're saying we want to get out by like 5. Lex loaded his bike up. Thanks, Fish. Had an extra spot, loaded his shit up so he didn't have to tow his way back to New Hampshire with his shitty brake or lack thereof. And we got a driver. He drove the whole way.
The whole fucking way. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I felt awful.
That was
I
nice.
kept saying, like, dude, you sure you don't want a break? And he's like, nope, I'm good. I'd rather drive.
Yeah, he did the whole thing. He's a truck driver.
Yeah.
So that was nice. And then we got to watch the Shawshank Redemption. We didn't see it on the way down. We were just chit-chatting. And you can't watch it while you're driving. You know what I mean? But on the way back, we were just like, you had, like a pillow or whatever. You're just watching it. I had the Carmen Sandy dildo, and I just watched it. And it's a good movie for a long drive. It's like fucking over 3 hours.
It's a long one, but it goes by so fast. Like even Kayla and I put it on the other night, and I was like, all right, we're putting this on, but we're definitely not going to make it through the whole thing. It was like 8:30 when we put it on. And next thing I knew, the movie was over. And I was like, fuck, like you can't, that's not one you can fall asleep in the middle of.
No, it was awesome to see the whole thing though. And we had just been there. So we're like, oh yeah, we've been there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the party at the Pen. Did we miss anything?
I mean, there was a whole bunch of other stuff, but I just want to say congrats to all the homies that we know that had a bike actually in the show. Alex had his awesome shovel head in there. Fish had his Triumph in there, which got a lot of attention. Old boy ended up getting a little interview, and then might have done a little photo shoot with Michael Lichter.
Oh,
You
yeah.
probably heard of him. Who
Never
shoots for
heard of the
Easy Rocker.
guy.
Yeah. So congrats to Fish on that. More than well deserved. And yeah, just everybody else. Tallboy Tommy had a bike in there. Wesley Pipes, he had his fucking amazing panhead in there. Jay Roche had his new Sportster build Aurora there, which is absolutely amazing. Beautiful bike. So it's just really cool to see all those guys out there. Just want to put out a congrats to all of them. It was awesome seeing a lot of the home team out in Ohio, like a lot of them. Even when we got back from Brickyard, Alex and I loaded up and went to the other hotel where everyone else was staying and hung out with with Graham and Tommy and all those dudes over there, and Jess and John Luke and Fat Man and all them. Fat Man had a bike in there as well. It was just really cool. It was kind of like we all went on what do you used to call them in school? You go on a field trip. It was kind of like going on a field trip. Because it was seriously, like almost all of the homies.
Yeah, we didn't even say
there.
Astro Man was out there with the fucking robo foot.
Dude, limping along all day.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
All the New England
Ray,
kids.
his dad. Yeah, Ray and his dad were out there. It was awesome, man. It was so much fun to see everybody out there and to meet everybody.
And
Shout out to everybody
cool
that
hanging
we
out
met.
with fucking the homies, dude, that we don't get to dude, Alex is a barrel of monkeys, dude. He cracks me the fuck up, dude. He's funny.
Oh, yeah.
He's a funny
dude,
guy.
He's he could be a comedian.
Yeah. I love hanging out with him and fucking Fish, dude. Like, we just had so much fun doing weird shit. We had a little photo session, which I need to get those pictures from everybody.
Dude, did you see the review he left?
Yeah. He sent it to me.
Too good.
Dude, I left one too, and they didn't publish it, and I don't think they're going to publish his either. Because both of ours had pictures of me with a dildo hanging out my pants.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Fish he uploaded a bunch of pictures. There's a picture of him, like, in various forms of undress. There was a picture of me with a fake dildo hanging out of my pants. Like, they're not going to do that. I said something about Lily's breasts too.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, you guys are definitely getting canceled.
Yeah. But
no, honestly, that place was perfect, man. If we go back next year, if they're doing the same, if it's the same rigmarole, same place, all that shit, I would 100% go back to the Heritage.
Yeah. And I didn't get bed bugs or anything.
No, I feel good. I feel fine. Yeah, me either.
I didn't get an STD test, but I'm pretty sure I don't have any chlamydia or anything. Yeah,
I definitely did shower a lot there and when I got home to make sure, and I brought my own pillow and shit. I'm not too much of a neat freak, but I'm not trying to bring home fucking diseases and shit. You know what I mean?
Like there's literally blood stains. I'm not joking.
There was a pile of stink bugs in the corner.
It wasn't apple juice or fucking dude. It was fucking blood stains on the sheets.
Yeah,
but I think
and it was like a nylon covered prison style mattress that had zero give to it, cardboard box spring or whatever, and it was a rough sleep for sure. But you were more of the issue than the bed. Yeah, as far as that was concerned.
We didn't even bring that up, but Dan only got 1 hour of sleep that second night.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't entirely your fault. It wasn't. I had a rough night. It was a long night. I don't sleep good anyway.
He was this close to smothering me with a pillow.
I almost went in the truck. I was going to. Joel had to the first night. Fish
snores like a motherfucker too.
Yeah, you two from now on.
Me and Fish will sleep together.
Yeah, from now on, you two need to be bunkies.
Yeah, we'll be bunkmates.
Yeah, for sure. That makes sense. The rest of us will actually get some sleep in a room on the other side of the hotel.
It's funny that you're like, I'll sleep out. I'm the one that should sleep out. I'm the barnyard animal that won't shut the fuck up when I'm sleeping. I should be outside.
Nah, it's all right. That night, I had some suspicious feelings about some of the people that were also staying at the hotel. So I was out keeping a watch on shit for a while.
True. You had first watch. I had second watch when the sun came
Yeah.
up. I was like, all right, it's 5 a.m. Dan, you can go to sleep now.
Yeah,
Oh,
that second day was rough. The second day was it the second day we came back early and no, we stayed till the end. But I think it was the first day we came back and everybody was like, "Let's take a fucking nap." And I didn't. But that second day after, getting like an hour of sleep, that was rough. At the end of the day, I was pretty cranky.
you're a little grumpy.
Yeah, for sure. I was running on fumes and sheer willpower at that point. So,
Yeah.
but
The other thing we didn't mention, went to Krispy Kreme on the way
oh
back.
my god, bro, how long do you think those donuts lasted? I got 24 donuts.
How long?
They were gone by the end of the next day.
Really?
Yep, every single one.
Dude, they were really good. I'd never been to a Krispy Kreme that I can recall. Like I'd never seen the conveyor. They had the conveyor belt with the waterfall
dude, that's the best part.
Yeah, and then they're taking them right off, putting them in like in that. I'm not a donut guy, dude, but that was fucking good. It melted in your mouth.
Mm-hmm. They are like, they're crispy and the inside it's like a fucking sugar flavored pillow.
And you were talking about Krispy Kreme for the days leading up, and then the entire ride there. We saw the Krispy Kreme. You're like, mental note, we're gonna go to that Krispy Kreme on the way back, and then on the way back, you're like, I'm over it. We're not going to Krispy Kreme. And then I was like, I wouldn't mind going to a Krispy Kreme, and you're like, all right,
yeah, thank God you did.
Reroute.
Like, the whole time I was like, these motherfuckers don't want to do this. They just want to get home. Lex is driving.
Lex got a fucking dozen too. He was putting them down.
Oh yeah, we all ended up getting a dozen. I'm glad that you were like, no, let's do that. Let's go.
Yeah,
because
they were amazing,
that was nice.
Dude. Hot off the press, dude. Like it's unbelievable. There's thousands of donuts moving on the conveyor belt. I can't believe they can sell them all. It's a constant stream of donuts.
It's so fucking good. I don't know what they do with the spares, but yeah, I'll fucking take them. I guess you can order Krispy Kreme on Amazon.
Oh no shit!
But it's like how fresh are they going to be when they get there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You better be vacuum
the
sealing
freshness,
these bitches.
the hot, like a hot donut. Like that's why I love those apple cider donuts. You get at like the orchards and shit when they're like hot and steamy, dude.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, nice hot donut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I fuck with a hot donut for sure. But yeah, those did not last long. I want to say my kids had probably one each. My wife tried a bite of one, I think, and I ate all of the rest of them, straight up. In significantly less than 48 hours for sure. But it was worth it. It was fucking awesome. They're so good. Thank you guys for indulging me.
Yeah, they were great. I was really impressed.
Yeah.
So that was the fucking trip, dude. I'm sure we forgot about a bunch of shit.
For sure.
But yeah, all in all, I think I was really impressed with the prison, the place, the vendors, the fucking people. It was awesome meeting new people like that we talked to. Like that's the other thing is like the biggest thing for me is like when you come around New England, all the same people are at all the same shows, you know? So it's like, oh, I haven't seen you in a little while. But some of these people I haven't seen ever. And I got to meet them finally face to face. And that was awesome. And they were super cool. So I appreciate that. Appreciate you guys listening to the show. Appreciate you guys coming up. Because, again, like, you know me, because my face is all over this shit. But we don't know you. I don't know what you fucking look like. You guys aren't taking selfies. You know your boy here hates dudes that take selfies. So if you're taking selfies of yourself, I'm unfollowing you. So if you're like if you like the show, I haven't seen your face, and if I do see your face, then I've only seen it once. I go, this motherfucker's taking a selfie of himself. Delete, block. No, I'm not blocking people.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't want to see dudes' faces. But
no,
I forgot some shows I got to shout out. I should have done this at the beginning. But Deadbeat's doing fucking 2 shows next month that we're gonna be at. We're going to be at one of them for sure. So Manchester Harley Davidson on July 18th. Okay. They're doing their like opening shit and it's going to be sick. They're going to have the Stunty Boys. He asked us to do a live pod, be a part of the show. So I haven't hashed out the details. We're going to see Steve tomorrow. So we're going to talk about that. But he's also doing another one the next day. This one's cool as fuck, dude. Sunday in Lindenhurst, New York. So this would be July 19th. So the one on the 18th is the Summer Bash bike night, the only bike night of the year they're doing. So if you guys were fans of Deadbeat and you used to go to the other bike nights, they were always wicked fun, dude. They put on an awesome bike night. We used to do it here in New Hampshire over by the airport.
Pipe dreams,
but they're only doing that one Friday night at Harley. And then they also have a band that night, Geezer. They played at the Deadbeat Retreat one year. They're fucking sick. They're going to have a stunt show and a ride-in bike show. And we're going to be there.
Geezer is sick. Geezer is super
sick. And then the next one is actually it's a hot rod show. So Holy Black Hot Rod Block Party, Lindenhurst, New York. That's Sunday, July 20th, 11 a.m. Oh fuck! I got the wrong dates here. The next day, it's the same fucking weekend. Same weekend. Holy Blocks Hot Rod Block Party.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's a killer weekend. Definitely get out there, check that shit out.
Go check out
I'm excited to see how the events go at Manchester Harley.
Yeah, check out the new Harley dealership. Check out fucking dude. Deadbeat always does an awesome bike night, and we're gonna be there. So if you're local, come and hang. The New York one, I'd love to get out to. There's just no fucking way, dude. My summer is packed. I'm looking at every fucking weekend, every fucking week. I'm just like overwhelmed at this point.
For sure, there's a lot going on.
But I'm really looking forward to Laconia.
I was gonna say we have Laconia, we have Deadbeat. I'm gonna try my best to get down to Shady at Katie's in July. Potentially, if we get in touch with Harley again soon, doing our own little bike night type deal or whatever. So there's tons of shit happening. It's crazy. There's a lot of shit that's still going on. So
yeah, we were talking about our shit, and we're like, after going to party at the Pen, you're like, if we don't do it like that, I don't even want to do it.
Yeah, it's hard to go to see something like that and see the production value of like one of these really big shows and then go back and put on your little podunk show and like expect people to have fun.
Yeah. I'd like to, I said this and I don't know how jazzed you are about it. I want to go to a mental institution. I think that would be awesome.
I'm all about it.
Dude, there's one of my favorite movies of all time is Session 9. And there's it's in Mass. There's an old mental institute. I'd love to rent that place out.
That would be super sick. We call it the Breakdown Show or something. Get it? Yeah. Breakdown bike and mental breakdown.
Yeah, mental breakdown.
Bam.
That place, if that place ain't haunted, no place is haunted. Mental institute, dude.
Yeah, I'm so down for that, for sure.
Only if you can,
I would love to do shit like
only
that.
if you can ride bikes inside. We'll have a stunt show inside. That'd be sick. Smoking tires.
That would be crazy. Really, really piss off the ghosts.
Plug in the shock therapy fucking machines, dude, and be like, no tintype photos here, dude. We give you a shock.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy.
That'd be awesome. All right, motherfuckers.
Cool. We should look into that.
Yeah, I'm going to look into it. Probably not this year. Oh, I don't even know. We talked a lot. We're not even going to talk about it on the show. We're going to save it for another time. But we have an awesome idea for a build-off show. We're going to save it because we're already at fucking 2 hours here, and we got shit to do. I got to go pack. I got to go pack my shit, dude.
I got to go try and get my fucking bike running.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I can't wait to get down there and get that thing running for real, for real. I mean, we're going to put our heads together. We're going to get that thing purring like a kitten.
Yeah, dude, for sure. I'm going to corner everybody. This will be posthumous, but I'm going to corner everybody who knows anything about motorcycles when I see them in Laconia this week and be like, hey,
you're not doing anything. Come over here.
Yeah, please.
You know what the great thing is?
You know
what the best part about that is? You know those guys, they love a challenge.
100%.
They're not like, oh, I got to get this guy. They're like, what? You're having a problem? I got to be able to figure it out. That's their whole thing, dude.
Oh, yeah. Real quick shout out based on that to both Tony and Chris from Oxford Choppers. That dude, he's been calling me and texting me, and I've been bothering the fuck out of Chris. saying, "Hey, what about now? What about now? What about now?" And he's been walking me through it, and he's got me as close as I am right now, and I'm pretty close. So, thank you, Chris. Appreciate you, dog, and Tony as well.
And shout out to Rhino because I give really bad suggestions. I'm like, have you tried turning it off and turning it back on? Have you tried putting an electronic ignition and a CV on it?
That's where I'm going, man. That's where I'm fucking going. The ignition is in the mail, and you have a CV carb, so we'll see.
Well,
But
it's yours.
I'm gonna. Yeah, you have my CV carb, I guess. I forgot it exists. I thought I gave it to Greece, honestly. I thought it was long gone. But yeah, so we'll give it a shot. I'm sure somebody up there. Tony's walking me through today. He initially was pretty convinced that I had the timing 180 out, but it's not. And then we started going through some shit. I don't know. There's a couple weird things going on, but it's just not driving. Something's not driving. So when it runs strong as fuck. It runs amazing. Yeah. But getting it to run is next to impossible.
Well, we'll give you guys an update on our next show, which will be the Laconia update.
Hell yeah.
All right, I got to edit this thing tonight. So we're going to shut her down.
Hey. Yeah, just send it.
Low lives. Get in the garage. Get in trouble. Have fun. Don't ever stop chopping. Deadbeat Customs. Steve over at Deadbeat Customs is about grassroots motorcycle riders who take it upon themselves to build and customize their bike. They offer parts for all Harley-Davidson models and also custom parts for choppers, bobbers, trackers, and cafe racers. When it comes to building a custom motorcycle, they carry the best brands available. Go visit their brick and mortar store in Tewksbury, Mass, or at deadbeatcustoms.com. Remember, enter Lowlife at checkout and save some loot. Stay Strong Co. Sean Luke has been sent down from the heavens to bless us lowlifes with the greatest motherfucking hot sauce in the world. Sweet heat baby Jesus in the white pants heralds a message from God himself. This hot sauce is for your food. Keep it off your butthole. The shits, in the hotter than hellfire lowlife chopper sauce. Go to staystrongco.org today and grab yourself the holy trinity of hot sauces. Oxford Code Choppers. Chris is the original bad boy from Oxford, Connecticut. From frame restoration and repair to handlebars and hardtails. Hard parts for hard men. His hardtails are expertly TIG welded and installed in-house. Made of USA-made steel, cast axle plates, he is your man for the hardest shit to hit the East Coast since Hurricane Bob. Find him on Instagram at oxfordco.choppers. Steel City Blacksmithing. Josh specializes in handcrafted steel work right outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Anything from custom motorcycle parts to hammers and tomahawks. Don't get it twisted. If it can be twisted, he's twisting it. Check him out at steelcityblacksmithing.com today. Beck Built Fab. Dustin is the plug for excess chopper parts. That's why we call him the Metric Man. Drum disc brakes, mid controls, hand shifters, foot clutch, modded worm gears, intakes, and more. He can do any fabrication job, weld repair, upholstery, or even maintenance. Check him out at beckbuiltfab.com.